Damn, it's old school. Old school, Sean. How you know that? You too young to know that song.
I was watching I Love the 90s.
I love the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that? Come on, VH1?
VH1,
That's
you already
funny.
know.
That's funny. We're live. We're live. We coming to you live. Fighthype Live is back once again. I know it's been a while. This is actually our first one of 2019, isn't it? It's our first one, right?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
think
it is.
Okay. Well, we gonna kick it off. We're gonna try and start to do more of these, man. It's just, I stay so busy all the time. It's hard to find time to jump on these things all the time. But Saturday before the fights is not a bad time to jump on, especially since I'm not there. So today we've got Keith Thurman versus Josesito Lopez. We'll get to that in a minute. I want to run it back to last weekend. Obviously, the replay will be tonight. Pacquiao versus Broner. We obviously know the outcome already. But I do want to run it back, all the way back to the beginning of fight week. I know what happened to Stacy. Stacy just disappeared on us for a second. But let's just go back to that Monday. Actually, first, before we do that, are either of you guys surprised about the outcome of the fight, or is that what you were expecting?
In my Emmanuel Stewart voice, the fight went exactly the way I thought it would.
Exactly, though? I mean, like, exactly? Did you not expect just a little bit more from Broner?
Actually, it's not really the way I thought it would. It's the way everyone thought it would. No, I mean, really. I mean, that's how the books had it. That's what the experts had it. Everybody said before the fight that Broner wouldn't let his hands go enough to give himself a chance to win the fight. And ultimately, in the second half of the fight, that's what happened. So I actually thought, through the first 5 rounds, he did a pretty decent Floyd Mayweather impression. Through the first 5 or 6 rounds. I still had Pacquiao probably ahead, 4 rounds to 2. But Broner was hitting him with just about every right hand he threw. The problem was he wasn't throwing them a lot. But he was catching Manny with single shots here and there. Manny was pretty inaccurate early, but he was busier. And he would throw 4 or 5 or 6 punches and maybe miss the first 3 or 4, but he would land the last 1 or 2. So, no, I mean, no surprises on this end. The fight played out the way just about everybody thought it would.
But did you? Okay, this is why I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back to the Monday of fight week. Adrien Broner actually he held a media workout that Monday, and all of us were there. I mean, I didn't go in. I chilled outside while you were in, Sean. John, you were there covering it. Stacy, you actually went with me. You went in, so you got a chance to see him. You guys, I mean, I know he didn't do much of a workout. I think he just did a little shadow boxing or something like that. But, he did a sit-down interview, and you guys got a chance to talk to him. Did you not, just in that moment, I mean, this was like 5 or 6 days before the fight. At that time, having spoken to him, did you not feel like maybe he is serious, maybe he is focused, or after that little workout, did you leave there thinking, yeah, it's the same old Adrien Broner?
Me, what I seen was, this is exactly what I felt. He had the look with the big smile. He had the look of a person that was getting more money than he ever got before. That's what I got out of it. Like, he ain't really care, like, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So it's kind of, it looked like he was in shape. I mean, but to me, he always really in shape. I didn't expect nothing different. I mean, when you getting, Cunningham's a great trainer, but it's like when you calling other trainers and stuff like that, it's just too much going on at that level to me. But
I mean, I don't. Again, I don't know if it's. I wasn't in camp, so it's hard to know exactly. I wasn't talking to Kevin Cunningham for this camp. I don't really know, what the situation in camp was. But it felt like everybody was saying all the right things. Even Kevin Cunningham. I remember he was at the press conference. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something about I don't there's two things I don't bust: my word and my balls, or something like that. And he guaranteed Adrien Broner was going to let his hands go. He guaranteed that this was going to be a fight. Go ahead, Sean.
That was just funny when Kevin said that, because he kind of said it like it was his original line. Like, none of us have seen Scarface before.
Right.
You know? Like,
right. He thought times passed. You know,
right.
You know, it ain't 100 years old yet.
But I mean, like what I got from AB, like heading into that fight, was he's a guy who was agitated by the doubters. You know, he wanted to win this fight. I don't question that the desire was there to want to win the fight. But when push came to shove, like, he didn't have answers for what was really coming his way. You know, when I would ask him 13 days before the fight, 6 days before the fight, what do you do to deal with Pacquiao's speed? When he unloads with 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, will you let your hands go to exchange with him to land punches, to give yourself a chance? When you really pressed him about the real questions coming his way in the form of Pacquiao and what Pacquiao brings to the table, he had no answers verbally, and then in the ring he had no answers physically. You know,
Sean, man, it was hot in there, man. It was some smoke going in there, man. There was some smoke going on in there, man. He knew it was some smoke. My whole question is, I got a question for y'all. Do you think he really believed he won, man? Or is this, because it's starting to seem serious at this point?
No,
I mean, he just put something out on Instagram stories today telling everyone to go watch the fight with the volume turned down and let him know your thoughts. I mean, he seems to think he
wasn't talking to me because he wasn't talking to me because I was at the fight. The volume wasn't up.
Right, Stacey. Right.
Like he said, when he threw it landed, but I mean, he can box, but to me, he a master at survival.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen. I mean, this is probably the best way I can say it. I've never seen someone so happy to lose a fight. Like, that's weird to me. I've never
jumping up on the apron and everything.
I mean, that and even the post fight. I mean, like, immediately after the fight, he was happy. It was like not a big deal. The day after, you know, today. I mean, it's like he don't even care that he lost the fight.
I think maybe in his mind, what it is he's looking at the big picture. It's like, coming from where I came from and all that comes with that, for me to make $3 million fighting one of the greatest fighters of all time, I still won. You know, but I don't.
I mean,
you know.
Come on, man. This wasn't his first big fight, though. This wasn't his. It's not like he was like, "Oh my God, Ma, I finally made it." Like this, like he's been getting $1 million paydays. He's, at least if we're to believe him, he's been getting $1 million paydays. So getting 2.5 or 3 million, 3.5, whatever he was getting, I think they said his guarantee was 2.5. I'm sure Al probably hit him on the back with a little extra. You know, he probably get, plus the pay-per-view. He let's say he makes upwards of, I think the pay-per-view what were they, like 400,000 or some change, like 350.
Allegedly, but then at the same time they said they won't make the numbers official. So they're basically
okay. You know, well, they ain't making numbers official, then those ain't official numbers. I don't like it when I hear that. So really, they probably really did about 350. Let's be kind here and say they did 350,000 buys. Go ahead.
What if he doesn't really think he won the fight? It's just he owes it to himself and his brand and his pocketbook and his kids that he has to still sell himself, win or lose, after the fight. You know, what if he doesn't really think he won the fight? He just knows, when I open my mouth, it's going to continue to get me fights and opportunities.
I mean, listen, you can't dedicate a fight to the hood and then not fight. Like, that's anti-hood. You can't do that. I like you probably lost some fans in the manner that you fought. I mean, it wasn't. Again, I'm not. Well, I never critique. Listen, I never critique a fighter on how he chooses to fight a fight. Like, I get it. Like, styles make fights. You know, not every fight you're gonna fight the same. You know, sometimes you're presented with certain issues and problems, so you have to adjust. So it's not so much. I don't really want to critique him on that. I actually think Broner did better than obviously he's going to get credit for. I mean, I actually thought that, you know, when he did let his hand go, he was connecting. I mean, it looked like they had a strategy. He just didn't do it. He just didn't let his hands go. He just didn't really want to win, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, it looked like he was content to just say, I went 12 rounds with Manny Pacquiao. Let me collect my check. And to me, that's almost a bigger problem is if you're a fighter, like if that's your mentality, that you're just happy to go the distance and collect your check, then you pretty much, like, you almost got one foot out the door already. Because there's other fighters that, I mean, they fighting for a lot more than that. You know, they ain't just happy to go 12 rounds. They look and take your head off. So it was just, I don't know, it's just all weird to me. It was just very weird. I mean, the fight went kind of like I expected it to, but it's just the way that he took it afterwards was just weird to me. Like, I thought he would, again, you know, I didn't expect, I mean, AB's going to AB. I didn't expect him to, you know, hold Manny Pacquiao's arm up and say, this is a great chance. I didn't expect any of that. But I still expected some level of realness. Like, you did this for the hood, so at least keep it real with us and come up with any kind of excuse. Tell us that it was too hot in your dressing room, like we're about to see on All Access tonight, and they didn't turn the AC down. Give us some kind of excuse. Don't actually like try and convince us that you won a fight that we all are pretty much in agreement you didn't win. I mean, I don't know. I haven't run into anybody that actually thinks Adrien Broner won the fight except Adrien Broner. Have y'all?
And then people came out to see him too.
Oh yeah, it was thick.
Yeah,
Cincinnati was in the house. I mean, shit, Stacey. I was at Girl Collection. When was that? When
Yeah,
was
they
that at
showed
Girl
up.
Collection? When was that? Wednesday, Thursday? It was packed in there. It was packed.
Oh yeah.
And those were people there to watch the fight. So, man, yeah.
Well,
it was,
it's
go ahead.
like, is the disgraceful part about it kind of what Clarissa Shields touched on before the fight? She was like, when you say that, you have to fight like someone who's hungry now. You got to fight like someone who's got their back to the wall. And when you don't do that, that's not representing the neighborhood, you know. I guess that's the
neighborhood.
Well, you know.
It's okay. You can say the hood, John. You can say the
hood. In Brooklyn, we say the neighborhood. So.
I think that's all part of it. I think, you know, how can you say these things? How can you say this is for hood and I'm hungry? I'm like a bum fighting for a sandwich. You know, you made all these statements and you really didn't fight that way. I think that's and again, I don't want to call it a disgrace like you did. I'll let other people call it that. But
not disgraceful, maybe. I don't know.
I know what you meant. Listen, I heard what Clarissa Shields said. You don't have to sugarcoat it.
Right.
But I don't know, man. You know, a lot of people before the fight, they were calling him this era Zab Judah, right? Like, that was the thing. Sean, you even got a chance to talk to Zab and ask him what he thought about those comparisons.
Don't do my man Zab like that, man.
What'd you say? You said, don't do my man.
Doing my man Zab like that, man.
Listen, but that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. You know, people like obviously the comparisons that, you know, it's a fighter with a lot of talent that is not living up to expectations, right? So that's why people kind of compare him to Zab Judah. But like Stacey, like you said, I don't even know if that's a fair comparison because I don't think Zab would have gone out like that fighting Manny Pacquiao. Although I will say he did kind of go out easy against Amir Khan. That was an old Zab Judah. That wasn't.
Yeah,
like
I don't
Zab
think
Judah
he was in his
swings. I don't think Zab Judah would have gone out against Pacquiao.
Zab would have went out on his ship.
That's what I think. Or at least on his way to going out on his shield and throwing a low blow to get that heat off.
And a rabbit punch.
I mean, like, like I said, congratulations to him, man.
Ooh, Stacey, where you at? What is that light behind you? It's like the light of God hit me. That's bright.
Right there.
It's just the light is like right there. Stay right there. Don't. Oh no, move to the right. I need you to block the light. You good?
Stacey's too. Stacy's too cool to be in frame.
Stacy is
No, but
he got that little. Where you at, Stacy?
I got you. Hold
on. Where you at, Stacy? At the crib?
Yeah, I'm relaxing. But but like I said, congratulations, man. He got him a good check, man. And when you fight them elites, and survive, man. He can fight another day, get a decent payday. Congratulations to him, but what I don't understand is, man, just like I say,
Sammy.
And this is in the history. I don't think I ever heard him give somebody props, man. And you can lose gracefully sometimes, man.
He gave Madonna. Didn't he give Madonna props?
Mm-hmm. No, I think he left. I don't think he talked that to Madonna, did he?
He didn't talk right away. I remember they were helping him out of the arena a little bit, but I thought like after the fight, maybe a day or so after the fight, I think he might have did a Showtime interview that never aired after that fight. I thought he gave Madonna some kind of props.
He's giving Madonna a lot of love for sure.
Yeah,
I'm talking about after fights, like.
Oh, you talking like right after like the ring interview?
Yeah, I don't think I ever heard admit loss. I mean,
Is that a problem for a fighter though? A fighter that can't admit that they lost is.
No, I heard fighters say. I heard 90% of the fighters say he was the better man tonight. Like.
Really?
Like, yeah, I heard a lot of fighters say that. Not many fighters when they clearly lose, man, say they won. No, that's abnormal. Right. That's why they're making remixes of it all on social media because it's different. It's like Marlon Sterling. You ever seen Marlon Sterling when he got knocked out? When he said, "I was not knocked down, I was knocked out." Yes, was. You was knocked out.
Do I look knocked out?
Yes, you was knocked out cold. Y'all both landed. You got knocked. That's why you was knocked out because you don't know you was knocked out.
Wow.
Now,
but I wasn't knocked down.
Like when they say how much of a talent he is and this and that, I do believe he's talented, but I don't know where he fit with his talent. I don't know what weight it fits at. I don't know what this comparison is. I've been like that lately instead of biting my tongue. It's like people keep saying, oh, they're really not showing their real talent. I'm like, man, maybe that's all they got. And maybe the fact that he don't think he lost is he really was in the shape of his life, man. Because to me, he looked good. He just didn't throw punches. He but the first thing I seen how far his legs were spread. I knew that was going to be a problem eventually. Because you're going to have to get away. I mean, I ain't going to say he got beat down. He had what's his name had his moments. He did what he always do. I mean, I think he did. It's like he looked it better than he ever did, but then he looked it worse. I mean, when you talk about the 50 shots, it did. Come on, landed one punch in the 12th round. Come on, man. Where did that statistic come from, though? I was like, damn, was it really one punch? Because I couldn't remember. Because it became repetitious, the fight. People was leaving.
Oh, yeah, Ben was commenting on that in the 11th and 12th round. Yeah, what were you saying, Ben?
Yeah. That's when you are clearly losing, man. Yeah. They was black, too, I must add. They was black people losing. Yeah, they wasn't trying to be caught.
The hood
they wasn't
was walking out early.
Yeah, the hood was walking out early, I'm going to be honest. I was one of the hood. I'm just playing.
No, the hood was walking out early. I think I even saw. I know Jay Prince was there. I think one of the niggas, I don't know, Offset Takeoff. One of them took off. That's for sure.
One of them took off.
But yeah,
like man, look at this nigga.
I just I don't know, man. I don't know. How do you fix Adrien Broner? It's weird too, man. Like you said, I actually thought Adrien looked better than he has in other fights. It's like you said, it's like he looked better but worse at the same time.
And what title is this he speak of?
Oh, Pacquiao got the WBA. Right?
No, I'm talking about what title did he speak of? He's going. See, this is what's delusional. Let me tell you two things. Don't laugh. Y'all gonna laugh because y'all had to see it. Y'all was there. First, when he continues to say this, Yeah, I'll be back, and I will be the champion again. Bro, you didn't lose the title. This is the title speech. And then this is when somebody got to answer to me because I can't seem to get the. You know how you do the comparison? I'm like, well, maybe he mean the cheeseburger and the cheese and the. Can y'all make me understand? Sean, can you help me?
When he was talking to Dan Raphael at the post-fight press conference.
When the man said, "Do you really
Oh,
believe you can win?" And he said,
yeah.
"Hell
So,
yeah, man, because
yeah.
when you want cheese on that burger, you know you want cheese on that burger." I'm like, so if you want to win, that means you won. I mean,
everybody thought it was really funny, and I thought it was like, Dan Raphael's fat. I mean, that's not the most original joke I've heard in the world.
oh, that's what he was saying.
He was saying,
oh,
yeah.
Oh, because I was trying to. No, I was really.
Because he was thinking for like 10 seconds, like, just like, what do I say? Oh yeah, he's fat. Just like you want cheese on a burger. Right. It was just kind of like, yeah.
Right.
But no, I mean, AB should have been Stacey was talking about like, was he really this or that? He should have been a great lightweight. Like, that's how I always think of him when people talk about his talent. Like, he should have been. He should have, at 35, he should have unified the titles. He shouldn't have jumped right up to 47. I think at 35 and 40, he could have been a pretty, a bad boy. So he was just never going to beat dudes at welterweight because he's not a welterweight. He was too little for that.
Pacquiao's not a real welterweight. If you're a guy...
And neither was Mikey Garcia.
Neither was Mikey Garcia. But look, I'll give him this. Mikey Garcia was young, fresher. Pacquiao is, he's 40 years old, and again, he's still Pacquiao. So I don't want to make it sound like that's an easy task even at 40. He's Manny Pacquiao. He's a legend. He's got experience. He still does his, awkward angles and stuff like that. But even watching Pacquiao, I felt like that's not the same Pacquiao. Like, he has, slipped a little bit. Like, there were moments where I felt like if he was in front of someone that was actually letting their hands go, they probably would have caught him. A couple times, when he rushes forward with his punches, looks like his feet couldn't keep up with him. There were a couple times he was off balance. So I felt like Pacquiao, and again, not to knock Pacquiao, great performance, great win over a young, hungry champion that was doing this for the hood. And he could clearly still compete with some of the, quote unquote top fighters out there. Again, there's guys that I think will definitely beat him, but there's guys that I'm like, I don't know if they'll beat him. So he's definitely still a big name in 147-pound division. But damn, Adrien, you couldn't put on a better performance than that. Like, come on, bruh. Ain't that what he called it? Bruh. What'd you say, bruh? Huh? What'd you say, huh? Like, come on,
you said what?
Like, you could have done a little bit better.
Damn, man. There's smoke in there, man. You hear me? It must be some serious smoke in there, man.
I mean,
there must have been,
man. There must have been for him not to.
Because I think he had a plan, man. And I'm going to be honest, man. People was like, well, the first 6 rounds, I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm going to keep it 100. I don't think I seen the first no rounds. I seen him look like he was fighting. And he wasn't throwing no punches, man. I mean, when he did, it was brutal. I'm like, man, damn, okay, we got it going on. But I knew off the top, and everybody was like, yeah, right. I said, man, I'm telling you, do not bet. Somebody gonna bet on the under. I said, man, that man ain't getting knocked out, man. That is his. He could do a lot of stuff. He just focus. Broner could be good as he want to be, but Broner wants to be good enough to survive. It is working for him. It will continue to work for him. It's going to take like an Errol Spence or something like that. A person that just going to go down there on him. But the average person ain't going to knock him out. And as if for Tank, I like you down with the team and everything. And you will get obliterated. You'll get knocked into oblivion you getting there with that 40-year-old, man. Is you out your mind?
Oh, Tank calling out Pacquiao?
Man, stop, man.
You don't think that's
once again? Here y'all go. Let's call out Mikey, man. Since he going somewhere he don't got no business.
Yeah, I don't Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you fix Adrien Broner. I don't know. Stacy said he tried to. Stacy said he tried to have a Willie Pep win. He tried to win a fight with no punches. I don't know how you fix him though. Like I don't know. I don't think he can go back down to 135. I think that's a struggle to make the weight. He's fine at 140, but I don't know who he beats at 140. I mean, Regis Prograis, fucking Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez.
That's
That's a fun fight.
Fun
You know,
fight. Fun fight.
If Bob wants to bring him over for a Ramirez fight, I mean that's a fun fight, you know, and a good title opportunity. But
yeah, I just don't know how you fix that. And Stacey, I think what you said is I think that's fundamentally his problem. I think he's become okay with losing as long as he gets checked. And I think that hunger to win just is not there anymore, man. It's just not there, and I just don't know how you fix that. If you couldn't be hungrier to get a Pacquiao, if you couldn't be hungry enough to put on a better, like just a hungrier looking performance against Manny Pacquiao, I don't know what name is going to get it for you. I mean, it wasn't just Manny Pacquiao that was. I mean, I'm sure he was thinking, I beat Manny Pacquiao, I'm gonna get Floyd too. You know, so that's the reason why he kept calling it $100 million payday, because he damn sure ain't getting $100 million for that Manny Pacquiao fight. So he clearly had designs on, I beat Manny Pacquiao, I get Floyd. Like that is the golden ticket. Like that's the dream. That's what every fighter wants. They want to get to that, you know, that plateau. And he had it right there. And for him to like put on that type of performance, I just like, you look like a fighter that don't really like fighting anymore, you know. So
that I did feel like when I went there. I think I was telling you that it was just this calmness about him, but not like that calm, no pressure, like he didn't care. That's what I got out of that. Like I'm like, man, it's like he's gonna get a check. He's smiling. He looked at peaceful and like relaxed, but not a relaxed like it's gonna be cool. I don't think he cared. Wow. I think that out of all his talent, he has focused it on survival. This has been working for him. It's gonna work for him a little more, but it's getting to the point that he's not gonna even be a gatekeeper at one point because your MO is starting to be this, man. That was a huge stage for him, man, to perform like that. I felt bad for that. I did expect him to do a little more. I was hoping for it to be both people getting stopped, and I did pick Pacquiao to win the fight, but actually I thought that he'd try to fight a little bit, but deep in my heart I knew it wouldn't happen. I mean, when you have to have another man discipline you and you're 29 years old, that just tells a lot about where you at. Can't nobody tell that man something. The best trainer in the world couldn't. Nobody could. He's not gonna listen. He's gonna do what he want to do, and it's been working for him.
Somebody said Al Bernstein had to be laughing. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was laughing.
I mean,
the real AB.
The real AB.
No.
I mean, but like I say, I will say this: at the end of the day, for all those people that make memes from the comfort of your home, remember. Your M stands for means. His M stands for millions. He still talked his way into some money.
Yep.
So I can't do nothing but respect the young man. He's 29 years old. He's a millionaire. You know, people said they're talking about he ain't getting number 2.5. I said they don't got $2.50.
Yeah.
So congratulations, man, AB, man, for getting that check, man. You will make another $1 million. Maybe not in one night, but you will get another $1 million. But be smart with your money, man, and stay out of trouble, man, because you'll give all that shit back to court. Trust me, I know.
Speaking of, he got a warrant out for his arrest now in Florida.
We'll let him live, man. Let him.
Crazy.
No, I ain't doing him like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm being honest, like, man, don't let them people take all your money back, man. You fought for that money.
Right.
Chill with your kids.
That's for him and his family,
lady, man.
Yeah.
And do your thing, man. Invest in some businesses. I wish you luck. What's your next topic, man?
What Stacey said.
Where does he go from here? Like what's Adrien Broner's next fight? What's Manny Pacquiao's next fight?
I mean, he either take a big chance for $1 million and get destroyed. I'm just gonna be honest. He can wish for a big fight to get destroyed, or I can see. Oh, this is so wrong. They about equal to me right now, man. Go on and get on in there, Danny Garcia, man.
Right.
DSG?
Yeah, man. Well, he a loser. I mean, he lost his last 2 fights too, right? Get on in there, man. He might let his hands go against somebody else who actually don't let their hands go. Might get interesting.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna get DSG next. I think
not next. I'm just saying, like, that's the future fight. I mean, because obviously DSG is gonna nitpick the fights he gonna get. He's going nowhere near.
Well, who do you put?
Errol Spence.
Put your Al Heyman hat on, and who do you put these guys? Who do you put Pacquiao in with next, and who do you put AB in with next? There's got to be somebody. You got to do something with them.
I put Pacquiao in with Floyd.
Well, assuming
you heard him.
You
heard him. That's all I'm going by. That's what he said back then. You heard him. That's what Big L said. That's what Leonard Ellerby said. You heard him. That's what he said.
He did say that.
I mean, you got to think they just happened to meet up, man. They just happened to meet up in Tokyo, man.
That's true. That's true. They just happened to meet up at the Clippers game on Filipino Heritage Night. They just happened to meet up at the Lakers game, like after Pacquiao beat Broner.
I don't know. So
okay, well that's ideal.
I mean,
that's ideal. Me, you put Manny.
That's what I see with that. I mean, to me, when I hear a 2-fight deal, I'm like, oh, so it's all about what somebody want to do. But with Broner, what do I see for him? What I see for him, he ain't gonna do. But I mean, to be honest, he either got the mentality of, I don't know, man. With Broner, I see him. I only see Danny as an interesting fight. I mean, but he can get in there with Thurman. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point, he's a tune-up fight. I know in his head he think he not, but you are. I mean, you're not really a tune-up fight because ain't nobody gonna break a sweat. But you hit hard.
Well, we know Thurman's fighting Josesito Lopez tonight, so that's his tune-up or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm assuming his next fight is probably going to be Sean Porter. Sean Porter's fighting Jordanis Ugas in March. So Thurman, it sounds like Thurman and Sean going to be tied up. Errol Spence is fighting Mikey Garcia. I don't know who Errol Spence will get after that, and I definitely don't think Adrien Broner, having sparred Errol Spence already, would want any piece of that.
Well, I think
he's gonna make for it. Go ahead. I don't even want that for Broner.
You don't want that for Broner?
No.
What were you saying,
Ishan? I like Broner, man. He a cool dude in real life.
I think ideally that side would want, if Floyd isn't interested in fighting again, I think they'd want to give Pacquiao the winner of Spence Mikey, which would probably be Spence. It's just I don't think Manny would be that interested in that.
I think if well, I don't know. Manny has said he'll fight those guys. Manny.
Well, he's supposed to say that though.
Yeah, Manny crazy.
I mean, I think Manny got a better chance with Errol Spence than he do with Thurman.
Yeah,
I actually think.
I mean, it's gonna be.
I think Thurman would get Pacquiao if Floyd doesn't get him.
Well, they got that whole WBA thing to work out.
Right.
You know, Pacquiao has, yeah.
Right.
You know, actually, though, while I'm talking about Spence for a second, like, I kind of see what you were saying. Well, Ben was off the record. I'm kind of putting it on record, but
hold
is that
on.
we?
No. Just be off the record conversations out.
No.
Depends on what you're about to say. What was I saying about Errol Spence?
No, just that he's very good, but you're not sold that he's great yet. That's all.
Yeah, but that's fair. I'm not sold on anyone's greatness yet. No, that's
right.
That's true. That's true. And a lot of people are just crowning him like, oh, Errol Spence he's the king of 147, and nobody wants any smoke. And it's like, I don't know about that. I mean,
well, I rewatched that Kell Brook fight because Showtime was replaying it, and I mean, great performance and all. But when I watched that fight, I said, oh, Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence for sure.
Oh wow!
Like I'll take anybody's bet on that.
Wow.
Any day of the week, I got Terrence Crawford.
Bet. He's taking bets. Hold on, the
Yeah,
chat room's probably going to be taking you up on the bets. Wow.
So
I'm gonna tell you two fighters, man, the two fighters that give him problems in there is, and people could think he's scared. Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman give anybody problem. Man, they got them feet, man. Them dudes can move, man, if they have to. And that's something that they only have in 147. Them the only two I see with that, in case y'all know somebody else. I don't know nobody else that really got this mobile like that.
Sean Porter actually has underrated feet, but he's not.
But his is more for offensive.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm talking about these dudes that can have you win, and if they want to, by the 10th round, have you beat and actually move for the last 2 rounds and nitpick you. And that right there, I think, is different. What's his name? I could see why he'd rather fight him than what's his name. He pretty much said it. Mikey Garcia rather fight Earl Spence than him. I think it's completely crazy. If he get hit in the body, he gon' really understand why that is not a bright idea. But he may have some plan, and I think he figured he coming. You know what Earl gonna do. It ain't no trick about it. He coming. It's just a lot of people can know it's coming and still can't stop it.
It's
He's definitely good, but like he said, I don't put him as great because that's yet to be seen. And I mean, I haven't seen him in there with a dog yet.
I gotta see him beat Thurman. I gotta see him beat Crawford. I gotta see him beat Porter. I gotta see him beat Danny Garcia. Like, we haven't even seen him fight anybody yet. Like, and that's not Errol's fault. That's not his fault.
Right. It's not his fault.
I don't even blame the other guys. Like, I don't blame Thurman. I don't blame those guys. Like, people gotta understand, those guys, I don't want to say they don't control their careers. I don't want to say that. I don't want to make it sound like they're puppets or anything like that. But at the end of the day, they still have a boss. They still have someone determining, well, you're going to fight on Showtime, and you're going to fight on Fox, and you're going to fight on ESPN pay-per-view. Like, someone else makes those decisions, not them. And because that someone else has obligations to different networks, Fox and Showtime, CBS, and, because of that, he has to make business decisions on which fights go where, So sometimes that comes and win. And sometimes that comes into play, and that's the reason why Errol Spence hasn't had an opportunity against some of these guys. The Mikey Garcia opportunity, I don't even think that's one that anybody thought of until Mikey Garcia brought it up. And then once he did, that became an option. Like, oh, maybe we can do this.
It made sense.
Right. So it's not always. Again, a lot of people are quick to say this fighter's ducking that fighter, and I just don't think that's the case. I don't think any of these guys are ducking anyone. I just think that unless they're like throwing belts to garbage cans, then you can make a case. But,
Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis style.
Yeah, then you can make a case. But
I don't think in the case of Crawford and Spence, I think both guys are definitely willing.
I think all those young guys are willing. I think if you're a fighter and you're young and you haven't really done anything in your career yet, I think you're hungry. I think, especially if you haven't taken an L or taken a beating, I think you feel like, hey man, can't nobody beat me. Give me him. I don't care. Give them all to me.
To me, it's too much of that going on too early in their careers, though. It's like people are so focused on the money at this point that it's kind of crazy this early in their careers.
Well, look how much they're getting this early in their career. Some of them dudes are making $1 million. Like,
yeah, they understand. Okay, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Do you know how hard it was to make $1 million back when Shane Mosley and Oscar were fighting? Just back in them days.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Oscar was making it, but ask Oscar how many of his peers, how many of those other guys, when Shane Mosley was reigning supreme at 135, was he making $1 million paydays?
Nope.
No, he wasn't. That's why Shane was like, fuck this. I'm jumping up to 147 to get that money. Like back then, those guys were making. I mean, today it would be considered chump change. Today, it like Danny Garcia or any of those guys, Sean Porter, those guys wouldn't even get out of bed for the kind of money that Shane Mosley was making when he was reigning supreme at 135. So it's just the money's different. It's just a different time. It's a different era. There's different decisions being made, and that's why some of those fights don't happen. Real quick, just to get back to Broner. I actually think Broner's next fight is gonna be, I'm gonna say Adrien Broner. That's my pick. That's my pick.
And we will find out who truly is AB.
We'll find the battle for AB. The battle for AB. And the sad
and then Al Bernstein comes in with a steel chair.
Al Bernstein at every event, at every step of the way. What's sad, I don't even know who wins that fight.
AB wins that fight. AB wins it. AB wins that fight.
No shit. No shit. I know, seriously. I don't know if I could say Broner wins that fight. You know, like maybe three or 4 years ago, I probably would pick Broner over Berto, but now I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Stacey, what you cooking?
I don't know because AB. I don't know. I think I had to pick A. Okay, y'all. They both AB. I got to pick AB.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm talking about. I got to pick AB.
Huh?
About Bill.
You pick him, huh? No. Hey, Stacey.
I think AB would have beat a lot of fighters the night he fought Pacquiao, though.
I don't
like who at
though?
47.
Would he? Who do you think he would have beat?
Why you put me on the spot like that, man?
You said a lot. You said a lot. Like
Omar Figueroa. He was supposed to fight him once.
Brandon Rios. He'd be Brandon Rios.
Oh, come on, man. I give you that. I give you that. He would have beat Brandon Rios. I give you that.
He beat the new version of Guerrero.
Robert Guerrero.
Lamont
Peterson? No, I don't think he would have beat Lamont Peterson. You think Lamont Peterson?
Lamont didn't look too good against Spence last year, man.
That's because of Spence.
Yeah, that's true.
And even in that fight, even in that L, Lamont was landing. He was getting off. It wasn't like he wasn't throwing punches. I mean, he took a bit. I mean, it was
those body shots had him fucking tight.
They were.
Yeah.
They were, but it wasn't like he wasn't
getting off. That's Spence, though.
Saying. Like Lamont was like actually trying to fight back. It's just
it's not a shot to AB. I just really think he cared, man.
What'd you say, Stacey?
I ain't dogging AB. There's no shot to him. I just really don't think he care about the sport like that.
That's the problem. Somebody that's what somebody was just asking in the chat room. So what's AB's problem? I think he just doesn't care about winning anymore. I think for him this boxing thing is just a way to collect a check. And it doesn't matter if he wins, it doesn't matter if he loses. As long as he shows up and you know, can give a little bit of a fight and doesn't get himself knocked out, then he's okay with going the distance. I think that's his problem. I think something is missing there. I just don't think he likes being a fighter anymore. If he could go into comedy right now, he would. If he could have a career in comedy right now and not box anymore, he would.
And he's pretty funny sometimes.
Is he though? Is he? I see people laughing, but I mean, are they laughing at his jokes or are they just laughing at him?
Are they laughing with him? Or at him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't really like. But, I mean, even when he posted that video of him saying, "I need my rematch," and he jumped back in that ring, you know, the ring that they have in the center of the lobby at MGM.
Oh no, that wasn't a good look. That wasn't
a good look. You know, I saw some people. Oh, AB, you funny, but I'm just like, I don't get it.
No. You know what the sad part about it was?
Sad.
Pay attention. I'm telling you what's sad about it.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
If you look at the first person continued to walk and the other person continued to walk.
Yeah.
I don't think they was.
No.
They didn't.
And he was fighting.
They didn't. And he had just fought there. Yeah, no, I think that whole shtick, I think he needs to find a new shtick. He needs to reinvent himself. The comedy stuff is not, I
think he's destined to, I ain't gonna say greatness, but he gonna eat because he the only person. I mean, he's a genius, man. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen a person, man, be that not undefeated, but like lose or not win a fight in over a year, man, and get an opportunity like that. Like so, he's definitely
a genius?
I think I think I'm definitely not calling him a genius, but
Nobody's a genius.
No.
Average one of the genius.
No, he's definitely not a genius. But I do think Broner has. I do think he has one more big fight in him. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know when it's going to happen. But I do think he has one more big moment in him. Kind of like when Zab Judah beat Corey Spinks in his hometown to capture the undisputed welterweight title. I'm sure you remember that, Sean.
That I always bring that moment up as the moment that separates Zab from Bro.
No.
I mean, because that's winning the big one in my eyes. When you go on the road and the sold out other man's hometown and knock him out to become undisputed champion.
Yeah.
You know.
What?
Even when Zab was on his, the reason I won't go with that one, even when Zab was on his worst, Zab still wanted to be some type of great. He just had things he was doing outside the ring he shouldn't, but I just don't think Broner cares.
Yeah, but Zab, I mean, at the end of the day, though, Zab would wind up succumbing to the same shit as AB. He'd start taking the beating and wouldn't let his hands go.
You can catch him on what's the name right now. You can catch Zab right now, man, on live into it with Chop going back and forth.
Right.
Shit is hilarious. So it's like he still got this. He loved the sport type of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Broner have that, man, and I don't think that's coming back. I don't think he's gonna get that day that I don't.
But Zab got that sparring partner mentality after a while.
Yeah, I don't think that's something he cared about. I mean, he grew up. You know, you can tell by looking at Broner and when he talked, he was a kid that probably was a young kid that was doing stuff grown people was doing. I think, like Ben said, I think that the only thing is, I think that if he could get a comedy show, but I think he believes he can actually do that. That's the mentality I get. Like, I'm gonna be good, and as crazy as it sounds, he may end up good. Know why? Because, man, I guess when you believe in stuff, a lot of shit really actually happens.
I hope it does for him, man. That'd be good to see. I mean, yeah. We've seen too many sad endings in boxing, man. I would like to see AB, turn out good in entertainment or something. That's good for boxing too, in a way, I guess. But if any, I wish him well, man. So shit, he gave me the interview 13 days before the fight. So shout out to AB.
He did. Shout out to AB. Shout out to AB. Although I heard they might not have if they would have known some stuff, but that's a whole other.
If I was, yeah.
We ain't even gonna talk about that.
Hey, that's all on the boxing level, but as in me needing him in the time I kicked it with him, he's a cool dude. As in physically me kicking him with him, he's all right.
He is cool when the cameras are off. He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been cool with me. So
Yeah.
He told me, relax, brother, relax, over and over again.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Yeah.
His brother is real cool.
Wow. Yeah, what a crazy fight week, man. We almost are gonna have to do a show just on fight week, man. That was pretty.
That was a lot of drama.
A lot.
It was
drama.
the drama.
A lot.
The drama hour with K Slay.
It was a lot of drama. Media members fighting with each other, and it was crazy. Just straight insanity, man. Yeah, no drama with us though.
And we sipped our tea, baby. Yeah, we sipped our tea, baby.
We just sipped our tea. And watched. Like, damn, okay, this is crazy. But that's a whole other story. What'd you say, Stace?
Who y'all picking
tonight?
One time.
Y'all think he try to get some rounds in, or you think he gonna try to get through with that?
He's gonna get some rounds in.
I'm
gonna
say he's gonna get some rounds in because I don't think Josesito's gonna just lay down, but it'll probably take 4 to 6 rounds before he gets him out of there.
No, remember, yeah, exactly. But remember Jose. Go ahead, Stace.
He said he called 4. He said he take him out in 4.
4 to 6. Keith Thurman said 4. Yeah, that's what he wants. That's because that's because like Berto. I think Berto. I forget when Berto stopped him and when Canelo stopped him.
Maidana
stopped him too. Damn, everybody stopping Josesito Lopez.
but against Maidana and Berto though, he had a little pattern. He came out strong enough to win 2, maybe 3 of those first 5 rounds, and then by the 5th round or so, he would hit a wall and got stopped by Maidana and Berto. So that's kind of what I expect to happen with Thurman. Like, I expect him to win a round.
He's a different fighter, though. He swears up and down that he's a more intelligent fighter now. That Josesito Lopez.
I don't think he's at this level that durable, though.
He's gonna get his ass knocked out.
It's the same reason why I think a lot of people pick Spence to beat Thurman. Is like Thurman, like I really like what Stacey was touching on earlier. Like Thurman can do things Spence can't. He has legs. He can move and change up the pace in that way. But it's his durability issues. And that's why I think Thurman will knock out Josesito in the middle rounds. And that's why I think people favor Spence over Thurman. I don't think Josesito holds up to punches to the body, or really, if you see against Berto, to the chin very well at this level. And I think Thurman may actually be the more gifted fighter, speed, power, movement than Spence, but he's not as durable as Spence. He don't throw as many punches around as Spence. He don't take shots to the body as good as Spence. The thing Spence does really well, Thurman doesn't deal with that well. Pressure, consistency, body punches, But yeah, I mean, I just like kind of what Stacey was touching on earlier about, Thurman and Crawford's movement could give Spence problems, but I don't think Thurman's as mentally tough as Crawford. Not quite as skilled as Crawford, but
wow.
Yeah, but
wow. You said you questioning Thurman's durability and his mental toughness. Damn, he would be pissed.
I know he would, right? He would, but hey, I'm not questioning. Hey,
what'd you say, son?
He's got heart. Don't get me wrong. He's a dog. But he even admits it himself. He says in a 12-round fight, I only got to win 7 rounds. Well, I mean, damn, that's true.
Well, he playing the match.
But
he playing.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it's a mentality to me. He's just like Danny Garcia. I hurt him in the first round. Now I got his respect. I'm gonna do enough to win the fight now. Now that instead of I hurt Danny in the first round, I could hurt him again. I could take him out. That was KOs for life. But ever since that Leonard Bundu fight, he's been content with going 12 when he might actually be capable of doing more. If he tried to bring all the stops out, if he tried to do the best he, put his foot on the gas. But look, he's got heart, he's got durability. Like he said, I stayed up when Collazo got me to the body. I stayed up when Porter got me to the body. But Errol Spence might have another 10, 12 behind him that he could place accurately, cutting the ring off, So, but I mean, like Stacey said earlier, Thurman, talent-wise, and he could box. He's got power. That's why I'm looking forward to him coming back tonight.
I'm just glad he's back to hear him talk. That dude can talk.
Haven't he been pure entertainment?
Pure entertainment. Now he's comedy to me, man. Huh?
He's there like he was Ali, and I seen a lot of people under the lies talking stuff, and I was like, he has the right to act like he's the baddest 147 in the world. He got the most accomplishments right now. He has that right. Might take it. But a lot of people, fans don't realize that it's like you said, it's lay off of them a little bit. It's not what y'all think, man. They're not scared of each other, man.
Right.
I think he had a very human moment, and we're so used to fighters being warriors that it's but I think he had a human moment. He reached the mountaintop, like Tyson Fury talked about it. You get to the top and then you want to exhale and maybe take it in. And I just think he had a human reaction to it. I want to get married and chill and enjoy the money and the titles. What?
I think he was. I mean, you don't think he was legit injured? I think he was legit injured. I think he was Huh?
I believe he was injured. I believe he loved the sport, and that's all I look for in people. And I can tell when they do. And at a time, maybe now when Devin Alexander came back, it was the time that I seen him, and I was like, I don't think that dude want to box, man.
Devin Alexander?
It was at a certain time. I don't know if he was injured or something. He just was fighting, and it wasn't like he was. At first, it seemed hungry, but it come a period that.
Yeah, he was addicted to
prescription.
Yeah, he was addicted to pain meds, man.
I didn't know that. And see, at that time, probably at the time I'm talking about. Now he might have came back on, but his body was too late. But with Broner, I just don't think he loved the sport of boxing. I don't get him. His conversation, nothing he does.
Well, I definitely think there's a difference when you hear Keith Thurman talking about fighting, and when you hear like Keith Thurman sound like he really missed fighting. Like he sound like he really like it kind of bugged him a little bit seeing all these other dudes getting that shine that he felt like he deserved at the time. Having fought Danny Garcia and Sean Porter back to back, getting 2 titles. I'm sure he probably felt like, I don't care what y'all say. I'm the dude. Like I'm the one that's been fighting these dogs, these killers. So I think that's why. I don't know if you got a chance to see his he went live on Premier Boxing's IG stories today, and he was on fire, man. He was just he was on one. He was going in on everything, man. It was pretty good. It was classic Thurman talk for like 30 to 40 minutes, but he definitely ready to put on tonight. And I think he is, but I don't know, man. Josesito, they like, I don't, over there at Robert Garcia's gym, they sound like they know something that nobody else knows. Like they keep talking about Josesito's power and y'all gonna be in for a surprise and yada yada yada. They sound like they know something we don't know. And I'm not ruling out Josesito doing something. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, we saw, Luis Collazo was able to, credit to Thurman. He stood up to the shot, but Luis Collazo was able to land that body shot that damn near folded him.
Similar kind of veteran.
Yeah, I've been in that.
Similar kind of veteran, and Josesito's a younger veteran than Luis Collazo was at the time. I mean, by the time.
Although I think Luis was a little better in their primes.
Oh, as talent and skill wise, I agree. Collazo was definitely better, but he was also older and had been in far more wars. And
right.
I don't know. Lopez has been in a lot of wars too. What'd you say, Stacy?
The game plan is going to be to jump straight on him because he's been inactive.
To jump straight on Thurman?
Yeah, and that may be good or bad for them.
Oh, that's going to be bad. That's going to be all bad. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to try and outbox him.
I think he's gonna he could get some rounds in early. Josesito, he could win some early rounds.
I think he's gonna try I think he's gonna try and make it a chess match. I think they know that Thurman, will get into chess matches, and I think Robert's probably gonna have him, kind of like he had Adrien Broner fight. What you call it? Damn, I'm brain farting.
Santa Cruz. No,
Cuellar, yes, Cuellar. Same way that Adrien Broner outboxed him, I think they're gonna have Josesito Lopez come out and try and box with Keith Thurman, and he'll probably win, two rounds or so. Maybe after 4 rounds, it might be 2-2, or maybe 3-1. Where you could argue that I don't know, Josesito, he might have 2 rounds, but I think Thurman's just too young, too strong. Yeah, eventually he's just going to wear him down. Like you said, Sean, I just think that that durability question, Josesito Lopez has been in some wars, and he's taken some damage over the years. And, once that skin starts getting beat up by the leather gloves, and just it just starts going downhill pretty quick for these older fighters. So we'll see. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Thurman didn't look as spectacular as he thinks he's going to look. But I also wouldn't be surprised if that's the plan. If Stacy, you're right, and that's the plan, and they decide to go out there and jump on Thurman, then this could be a first round knockout for Keith Thurman. And,
I like the mid-round knockout pick. I think that's a good pick. 5th, 6th, 7th.
5th, 6th, 7th. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
5th, 6th, or 7th.
Josesito wins 2 of the first 4.
Something like that.
Well, yeah.
This is the start of a rough stretch for Robert Garcia. They got Josesito fighting tonight against Keith Thurman. Then they're gonna have Adrien Broner fighting Gervonta Davis in February in like 2 weeks, and then they got Monkey fighting Errol Spence. Like, whoa!
They're up against it.
They're up against it. Like, they're not afraid to. That could potentially be 3 L's in a row for the RGBA.
We didn't even talk about what's the name of nothing. Y'all remember that?
Who?
Charlo.
Who?
Charlo.
Jermell?
Charlo.
The one who lost.
To Harrison?
Oh, you mean we haven't talked about that since we went live last time? Nah, but who cares at this point? They're probably going to do a rematch, I think. Probably go straight to the rematch. Although,
I'm trying to murder him this time.
I'm sure he is.
Right.
Try to kill that guy.
I'm sure he is. That's why these guys have to fight, man. That's why you got to get that experience. You got to. That's why I'm not ready to crown everyone yet, like an Errol Spence or like I'm not even ready to crown Keith Thurman or Terrence Crawford. Like I got to see these guys fight each other. Usually, back in the day,
I'll crown Terrence.
You're crown Terrence. Terrence is probably my front runner. He's definitely my front runner right now. But I'm not gonna put the crown on him just yet. But back in the day, there used to be like a passing of the torch type of thing.
Yeah, he's got to earn it. He hasn't had that fight to truly prove it.
None of them have.
Yeah, none of them have. Yeah.
Right? In order, like in
Canelo probably the closest to it by beating Golovkin.
Yeah, I don't even know because Golovkin never
had a
36 torch fight.
Yeah.
Huh?
True.
Canelo's the closest to it by losing to Floyd.
By losing to Floyd, that's what I was going to say. By losing to Floyd, like he's the closest to it. Like that's the barometer. That's why everybody talks about how good Canelo is right now because they're like, oh my God, look at how much he's improved since the Floyd Mayweather fight. Like that's how bad Floyd blanked him when they fought. They think that Canelo has like gotten 100 times better than when he fought Floyd Mayweather, which isn't true. Yes, he is better. But
significantly better. Well, he's better.
I don't even know if I'd say
we could debate how much, but
Canelo has tweaked some things. We could debate how.
You know why? You know why he's so much better?
Why?
He's not fighting nobody with them feet no more.
That's true too.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Like that's again.
But Jacobs has feet, and you're picking him to stop Jacobs.
Who? I didn't.
Stacy did. Stacy did.
I'm picking him to stop Jacobs and everybody else, except probably Billy Joe Saunders out of all people, and he gonna catch up to him too, probably. But,
so you think he's adjusted and? What's up, my bad.
I think Canelo has got enough experience with that style now to where he knows what he wants to do with it. Floyd wasn't the last guy that he saw that had them feet. Erislandy Lara had feet. Even when he fought Austin Trout had some feet on him when they fought. So I think Canelo's got enough experience. They're not rushing to fight guys like that, but I think they have enough experience and enough confidence to know they can deal with someone like that. That's why they were like, no problem, we'll do Danny Jacobs. I mean, I think, don't get me wrong, I think Danny Jacobs is going to have moments in that fight. But I think they're confident enough to know we can slip, we can slide. He's not that slick. He's not Floyd Mayweather slick. He'll be there to be hit. And, we'll get our work done. So Canelo has gotten better through experience, but it's not so much that he's got all these new skills. Like some of the stuff he does now, he could do before. He just didn't do them because he wasn't fighting that type of fighter. I mean, I just don't even, like I said, even Canelo hasn't had that passing of the torch fight. None of these guys have. Like there has been no welterweight passing of the torch, no real junior middleweight passing of the torch, because really Floyd kind of had those two divisions on lock pretty much, and none of the younger guys have gotten an opportunity. I mean, the ones that did were like Berto, and Berto wasn't young then, and Victor Ortiz, I mean Robert Guerrero, like none of those guys really have had an opportunity, and nor were those guys even ready back then. The guys that we're seeing now are really just like, this is really when they would get their Floyd fight, but Floyd wouldn't be like 42 going on, 50, he would still be 36, 37. This is when like, how old was Oscar when he fought Pacquiao? Like
35.
35. How old was Oscar when he fought Floyd? You know what I mean?
34.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like that's normally when the passing of the torch fights happen, is at that age. And those guys really don't have anyone around right now that's that guy.
Oh.
So they got to fight each other and unify to create a throne.
They have to fight each other and unify to create their own space.
Canelo is not losing, man.
To no one?
Not at 160.
Who? Canelo?
Nope.
If he could do that That would be if he really runs through that gauntlet of really good middleweights like Boo Boo and Jacobs and Charlo. Then he's great.
He's going straight for the jugular right now.
Right. He's taking out the biggest one right away.
He's going to wipe all them out. I ain't going to lie to Charlo. I respect him and all that, but they ain't fought nobody, man.
True.
Level.
But they're still 6 feet tall. Well, Jamal's still 6 feet and Canelo's 5'8", 5'9". Like, that's always that presents a problem with Jacobs, Andre, and Charlo. Like, if they, Jacobs and Andre can move. They're taller than Canelo. They're gonna have some reach on them. So I'm interested to see just how comfortable he is cutting the ring off now. Because, like you said before, feet used to give him a problem.
Great. Jacobs and Charlo.
What?
That's a good fight, Jacobs and Charlo.
Oh, them two, yeah. But
I don't see none of them beating Canelo, man.
I think I actually would have favored Jacobs more if they didn't have this rehydration clause nonsense. Did you hear about that?
Damn, you're right. The IBF, right?
No, Canelo. Canelo and them, like they ask for a rehydration clause. They don't want them to weigh over. I forget what the amount was, but they don't want them to weigh over a certain amount the next day.
Well, Canelo's got to be held to the same weight, right?
Probably, I'm sure.
I mean, if he's not, that's some shit.
No,
but
I'm probably, it's probably a mutually agreed upon weight, but
he's got Chris Algieri, bro. He'll be good.
Who?
Danny. He's got the mastermind, Chris Algieri.
Yeah, but that don't mean you're the same guy, even if you're, you know what I mean, like at a lower weight. Danny's a big guy, man. Like,
so's Canelo though. Canelo likes to come in at like 74.
Man, Danny will be bigger than that. Danny probably, when Danny normally fights, like he probably weigh in like 180 something. Like Danny, a big boy, man. That's a big dude. That's why Danny and them were like, we'll fight Canelo at 160 or if he wants to fight 168, that's worse for him. That's what he said. So like I don't know
anyone picking Jacobs to win, man. And I'm not saying he's gonna win, but isn't he 6 feet, can punch, can box, can move?
Yeah, but it's early still. It's, you know what I mean? Like I haven't really talked to too many people about who's picking Canelo, who's picking Dan. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we were in Vegas for Broner last. Well, I mean, I live here, but when you were in, everybody right away was like, "Oh, Canelo's gonna beat him. Canelo's gonna stop him."
Yeah, but that was like, who was there? Like who all did we really talk to? You know what I'm saying? Like, did we get to talk to Errol Spence? Did we get to talk? I'm sure there's a lot of people that are probably riding with Danny in that fight.
Right.
I'm
right.
sure. Did we get to talk?
We know media.
Fight? Huh?
Media. It seems like media's got Canelo in this fight.
Yeah, but media's dumb. Media's dumb. There's a lot of dumb people. There's a lot of dumb people in media, Sean. Come on, we saw them all arguing with each other. Come on, man. You know that. There's a lot of dumb people in media. I don't put too much. I listen to what fighters like. When I hear fighters and trainers, that's who I put my stock in when it comes.
But fighters, half the time though, fighters just gonna roll with their boy.
Yeah, but I'll know that. Like, I'll know the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll know. Like, if I ask Errol Spence, who you got, Manny Pacquiao or Adrien Broner, and he's like, oh man, Adrien can win that fight. I know that. Like I already know that. He's biased, this, that, and the other. It's more like when I talk to, like, let's say I talk to Virgil Hunter about that fight. And I ask Virgil, like, Virgil, what do you think about this fight? Virgil gonna give it to me real. He gonna give it to, like, if he think Danny Jacobs can get that W, he gonna tell me. Like, I'll put my stock in the guys like that. Like, I went and asked.
And he will tell you that.
And right, exactly. I mean,
he will tell you Jacobs could do it. I bet you.
You think so? I don't know, man. So you'd be surprised, man. Sometimes Virgil will be like, "Ooh, man, I don't know. That Canelo, that's a bad dude. Like, that's gonna be a tough fight for Danny." Sometimes, Virgil keep it real with me, or if you're talking to Kevin Cunningham, or like, it just depends on who you're talking to, when you're talking to him, what kind of setting it's in. Some guys will tell you one thing on the record and then tell you some other shit off the record.
Heard it from me first. Look.
Huh?
You heard from me first. You're gonna stop him.
Canelo's gonna stop Danny. Wow.
Yes.
That's the first thing he said before we went on air. He's like,
he did say that. Canelo's gonna stop Danny Jacobs. I would be impressed if he stops. If Canelo's just stopping dudes like that now, then
damn.
He getting stopped.
Wow.
Damn. If he stops Canelo or if he stops Jacobs, yeah, that's big time.
He gonna stop.
I think Canelo's gonna win
Guess what?
Huh?
You get when you beg for something. Sometimes, guess what? You get it.
I think Canelo is going to win a close, unanimous decision. Stop.
That running shit he did with Triple G ain't gonna work. He gonna catch him.
Could have learned from that fight though.
Wow. You don't think
maybe he learned from that though.
You don't think Danny? You don't think Triple G hits harder than Canelo?
Huh?
You don't think Triple G hits harder than Canelo?
I don't think the Triple G set his shit up like Canelo, because when he land, it's precise. Wasn't on him? He was getting away from him, but he straight up. Yeah, I think Triple G just busy. He's straight up and down though. He don't got no special effects, but he coming straight for you, and he gonna outwork you. So what's his name was in good shape, but if what's his name hit you, and he will drop him. We all gonna agree on that. You're getting dropped because he's gonna land. You know your chin ain't that great. As in, nobody got a good chin for real. You get hit right. So
he took some good shots against that Russian fighter or Ukrainian fighter last fight. That was a badass fight.
That was a good fight. That was a better fight.
I respect.
Underrated fight.
Right.
Underrated
fight.
He looked good against Cuba, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Canelo knocked. He is getting knocked out, man.
Knocked out? Wow.
Period.
Hey, Stacy.
It's going to be too.
You know how you were saying Triple G, straight up and down, no special effects? That's true. But I was thinking, because you were talking about Spence too. Like, I think Spence is kind of simple. Like, he's just so fundamentally sound, busy, hits hard, consistent that he's going to beat 99% of fighters because they're so fundamentally sound and busy and hit hard and cut the ring off and use their jab. So,
why he do that to my guy Virgil? He said somebody said Hunter is backing Khan's corner against Crawford. I can't trust his opinion.
Yeah, what?
He said Virgil Hunter is backing Khan's corner against Crawford. I can't trust his opinion. Wow. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Listen, just because
he's got to work.
I know, man's got to work, right? Just because he's training a fighter against another great fighter, that doesn't mean his opinion is terrible. Just, you might not want to trust his opinion on what he tells you on that fight, Khan versus Crawford, because obviously he's going to favor his guy. But I wouldn't ask him about that. I mean,
Verge did an admirable job in the Canelo fight with Khan.
He did. Khan was winning on the scorecards, right? So, I mean, clearly had the right game plan. But
he's saying pivot, or point, I guess, talking about Khan's movement. Yeah. I remember Roy Jones was talking about it during the fight.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, well.
It was having them,
something went horribly wrong at some point. I think he might have got tired.
He going to
Khan getting stopped too by Crawford?
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
Wow, that's for sure. Wow.
We talking about Terrence Crawford, man.
Wow,
talking about Terrence Crawford.
You think Terrence Crawford got the punching power to knock Khan out, huh?
He's gonna Khan letting
against these fighters, man. There are stoppages in the making, man. Canelo got something to prove, man. He really first on deck. He the first on the chopping block, not that other dude. That dude was a sparring partner.
Who?
You gotta stop him.
Yo, did he freeze?
Yeah, Stacy froze. I'm good. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I still see you.
Oh, okay. Well, we're good. I don't know. I think I hear Stacey trying to come back in. I'm not sure.
Good thing for Danny is.
Oh, there's Stacey.
So a lot of people probably won't see it. I will.
Won't see what? Oh, the fight?
Yeah.
He said the good thing for Danny is that a lot of people won't see the fight because it's on DAZN. That's fucked up, man.
Oh, Danny and Canelo.
They don't even like that last fight. They don't know. Nobody seen it.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I listen. I think Danny's gonna do better than you think. I think it's gonna be a fight. I think it's gonna be close, but I just think Carlos is gonna edge him on it.
As long as it lasts.
You ain't got no love for Danny's chin. That's fucked up. Yeah. Although I will say this: Sergio Mora dropped him. Didn't Sergio Mora drop Danny?
He did.
Who else dropped him? I mean, obviously he's been knocked out before.
Pirog stopped him with one shot.
Right. But didn't somebody else drop him?
Triple G dropped him.
Triple G dropped him. Sergio Mora. Maybe Sergio Mora is the name I'm thinking of. I thought there was like one other name. I thought he's been dropped by a few guys.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he was able to hold up to Golovkin's power for 12, but Golovkin wasn't catching him with all that much.
I just think that's a big dude, man. Like I think, but again, Canelo, that's why he's smart. That's why his team is saying, hey, nah, fuck that. We want a rehydration clause. You're not about to do the same thing you did with Golovkin. Because, right, that's what they did for the Golovkin fight. He came in heavy for that fight.
I think they tried to say he was 181.
See, I told you he's in his 180s.
Yeah. So, that's what they said. He said he was more like 175.
Man, he was probably 185 is what he was, man. That's a big dude. That's a real big dude.
Charlo too. And Andre. Like these dudes are 6 feet. Canelo is 5'9", 5'8.5". Like
killer. Canelo like fighting, man. This like
he get underneath there, yeah. You know.
He like fighting, man. Like you gotta have special mentality to like fighting, to like really like it.
He's a badass. He got that Mexican machismo. That's not a myth. That's real. He's got it.
He just got that great fighter machismo, man. That's something.
Yeah, great fighter machismo. Yeah.
Great fighters man. Great fighters like to fight. You know, that's what they live for. You can't be a great fighter if you don't really like fighting. You know, that's like I said, like we started earlier talking about Adrien Broner. I think that's his problem. So.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather had that machismo. When like Shane Mosley, look at the Shane Mosley fight.
Still like fighting, bro. He's still like fighting. Like
he. That's what I mean. You were saying it was just about the bag, and you would know best. But to me, it looked like he enjoyed whooping Nasukawa's ass for 2.5 minutes. Like still feels good to.
Well, he did it. He did it for the bag. He did it because it was an opportunity to make the bag. He didn't do it because he felt the urge to fight.
But it looked like a fun little exercise.
When he fights, like he likes fighting. Like that's what great fighters like. Every great fighter that I've talked to, Floyd, Andre Ward, like those guys, like really like the competitiveness, the competition, the being in there with someone and proving that I'm the better guy. And that's whether they're playing, that's whether they're fighting, that's whether they're playing chess, whether they're playing checkers. Those guys are like really, really competitive basketball. Like you got to have that in you, and some of these guys, they just don't have that in you, So I think Stacey dropped out, but it's cool because we were getting kind of choppy there, to be honest with you.
Right. But yeah, Keith one-time Thurman tonight. So
yeah, is there anything? I wanted to ask you guys. I wanted to ask Stacey too before he dropped out, but is there anything you're gonna be looking for? I mean, he hasn't fought in it's been like 2 years, bro. Like that's a long time. He's 30 now, I think. He was still in his 20s the last time he fought. So is there anything you're looking for, like just the rustiness, the hunger? Is there anything that's gonna tip you off? That's gonna make you say he's lost it?
I'm actually expecting him because I've been speculating on that. Like I know he had injuries. But I think he was more or less happy and in agreement to take 2 years away from the ring. I think he was willing to take that time off. I don't think he was for a certain period during that 2 years. I don't think he was itching to get back. But I think he's going to be rejuvenated tonight. Like I'm expecting the first. Like I said, we got Josesito winning a couple early rounds, giving him some fits. But I think once he shakes off that ring rust by the 4th, 5th, 6th round, I'm expecting the same Keith Thurman that we saw before he took off. And I'm just expecting him to be rejuvenated. Like he's had his 2 years off, still got his still got a world title. And I just think tonight, like he'll be back. He'll just remind people who the fuck he is.
Which hand did he do? Do you remember which?
I think it was his left.
Injuries he had like elbow,
left bicep, elbow, bicep, and the bicep was nasty. He took a picture of that if you remember, and it was all purple. It was messed up.
That's right. He had like spurs in his elbow or something like that, and then he messed up his hand. Like he's gonna come back, and then he messed his hand up. Right.
Right.
That's right.
Hand, elbow. I just remember that the pictures of the bicep were pretty ugly.
His left.
It was. I think it was the left bicep. Y'all gotta forgive me, fight fans. You know what I'm saying? You gotta forgive me. I should.
We'll have to Google it because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Let me here. I can try and Google it.
But on his way up, there was a time like 2013, 2014, where I thought he had a shot to really be a dominant elite fighter. Like he's gone on to become unified champion. He's still undefeated, but you know, like when you saw his speed, his power, and his movement, you were like, I mean, there you go, speed, power, movement. And then against Bundu, he drops Bundu in the first round. I was there, and it was just odd. He's just like, you know, of course he tried to say, like, I'm boxing beautifully. I'm enjoying myself. I'm moving side to side. But you'll notice sometimes fighters use too much movement, or you know what I mean? Like there was more opportunity. You have the ability to sit down in spots, tag them, and then get out. Not just move, try to punch on the move. So just like, yeah, man, his mentality changed a little bit after that fight.
I think it was his right arm. Somebody said his left. I think it was his right arm, actually. I mean, somebody, like I said, Google it, look it up. But I think it was his right arm. Yeah, I think that, is this Stacy trying to jump back in? Oh, where'd you go, Stacy? You disappeared on us.
My phone died. That's why I was in you on the other phone.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
But I brought up Keith's durability earlier though, because like if in terms of speed and skill and like there's definitely a path to victory over Spence. So I'm bringing up his durability and things like that because that must be why people are picking Spence to win. Is like Spence throws his activity, his cutting off the ring, his pressure, his body. You know,
what would you have to see tonight to convince you that, oh no, that Keith Thurman is back in? That's going to be a problem for Errol Spence.
Just that speed and power, and that move, just the same gifts he's always had. I'm my eye test, you know. I'm just trying to give the fans like a litmus test, I guess, so to speak. So maybe like his Sean Porter performance, Keith Thurman. You like that type of level? If not that, something very close to it, where it's obvious that the next time out, with that ring rush shaken off, that's the level he'll be back at.
Well, what did you think? Which performance do you think was better, the Porter performance or the Garcia performance?
I actually think Garcia.
Garcia.
It's just Porter forced him to fight more, and that's what I mean. Like when he says, all I gotta do is win 7 out of 12. Well, what about KOs for life? Or forget even the entertainment factor of knockouts and all that. But what about putting your foot on the gas and trying to win as many rounds as possible, bringing your best performance possible forth? And the Garcia fight shows that, because it was like he hurt Danny. And since Danny was compliant on letting the fight slow down and not turn into much, he was like, okay, cool. I'll just do enough to win. But with Sean didn't let him just coast in rounds like that, so he fought more, so he threw more punches, and you know what I mean. Like he kind of,
I thought he wobbled Sean a couple times. I actually thought he was close to getting one of those KOs for life. I'm not gonna, but I don't necessarily think. I don't think his mentality. Like I think if a KO presents itself, then yeah, it's KOs for life. I just think he's transitioning to what he would call a smart fighter, someone who is winning the fight, dominating the fight, but not putting him
not dominating
position. Not dominating.
See, when it's Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward, it's 10-2, 11-1, 12-zip. You talking about 7-5.
But did you think it was? I didn't think it was 7-5. Did you think it
against
was
Danny? I thought Danny was 8-4, 9-3. Sean was 7-5. You could even argue 6-6. Oh shit, Ben. Hey, oh shit.
Knocked out.
Hey Ben, I think you went out, brother. I think your audio went out. You right, Stacey?
Where you at? He can't hear me. I know this much. There's gonna be some knockouts this year.
Yeah, I think Ben. I think his audio went out. Or am I tripping, Stacey?
His picture went out too.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it's showing like a video game looking like a little.
So, well, damn. If we can't hear him, I might as well kill some time, man. Who you got? Thurman versus Spence. If Thurman's the same fighter he is, before the layoff, who do you think wins that fight?
Thurman versus Spence would be the same fighter. Oh man, it's a good fight. I probably edge it to Arrow, man, but I don't know. It's a good fight, man.
Arrow got some good conditioning, man. Like he was.
So that right there is just play a major part in. And he busy, man.
Because he's going to throw 60 punches and not get tired. All 12.
Man, it's his bread and butter, so it's going to be difficult to beat him, man. But it's a good fight. But at 147, man, it's gonna be difficult to beat Arrow, man. He big, man.
Yeah.
And he a big man that actually, got a good skill, and he go to the body. That's what I tell people that. So that take it to a different level. Because you got to think, as Floyd moving up, he survived by going downstairs more. Just imagine being big already and going downstairs. This is different. That's why I always tell people I wish Arrow, because I don't see him really getting all the titles in that division because of how the business aspect it is. I don't see them just putting him in a position to have all the titles, but I think he should play around with bigger weights and still have the 147 since, his conditioning, he can get there. Why not, man? See what's going on the 154. To me, if I was him, I would be chasing Canelo. I keep saying it.
Yeah. I've always thought somehow, some way that fight's going to happen.
Huh?
I've always thought somehow, some way that fight's going to happen, Canelo and Spence.
Yeah, and I think that he got a lot of things that would actually be interesting to see him go against with Canelo. That's in the perfect world, man. But we're clearly not in the perfect world when it comes to boxing.
Nope. But that fight could make a lot of money at Cowboy Stadium.
Oh,
Canelo and Spence.
Huge money.
And they're the same height. I mean, I know Canelo's got a lot of weight on him now, but I mean, they're both 5'9".
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Canelo is short, man. He's small for a middleweight in terms of height.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're both 5'9". But yeah, them body punches is not going to be good for Mikey. He can, because a lot of fighters, they talk about, I'm going to go to the body, but that's just what he does normally. So Spence never has to be like, I'm going to focus on the body in this fight, or this. That's just what he does. So.
Yeah, so it's like, when is that Spence fight again?
March 16th.
Oh, yeah, that's.
All right.
How do do you see that fight going? You see him stop? Do you see him stopping Mike, man?
Yeah, I got to, man. Just like I felt kind of bad counting Mikey out like that. I mean, he's 39-0 for a reason, 4th division champion.
That's a big order to fill, though, man.
Like, I don't feel like you're asking Spence to do nothing out of character to stop him at some point. It's like that's what Spence does. He's gonna put the jab on him, walk him down, go to the body with both hands, round after round after round. He's gonna walk into some shit. He's gonna get hit by Mikey, and those options, I think they'll make it happen. So it's definitely not out of the question, Spence and Porter.
So for Terrence, I wonder how it's been, because without him being able, I mean, at the con, what do they put